Hello and welcome into an hour-long edition of the Remix. I'm Courtney Cole, and we've got a lot coming up for you, but let's kick things off with a Boston-based band, Couch. Their group on the rise, and if you feel like you've seen them somewhere before, you probably have, playing Boston Calling 2 years ago, and now, next week, they'll be headlining the Town and City Music Festival in Lowell. Here's Brianna Pitts with Couch.
Well, we are talking about the Boston Calling Music Festival, and part of looking forward is looking back at previous success stories. The Boston-based band Couch played Boston Calling 2 years ago in 2023. They have only grown from there. Joining us now, we have lead singer from Couch, Tema Siegel, Zach Blankstein, and Danny Silverston. Thank you all so much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
We're really excited to have you here. First off, for people who have not heard your sound before, how would you describe your genre of music?
We're a pop band, but we all grew up playing jazz and listening to funk and soul, so we try to bring that live sound into our show. We really love artists like Bruno Mars, Lake Street Dive, Remy Wolf, and we're trying to bring that same energy.
Honestly, when I was listening to you, you just, like, it's happy. It's just like a really happy sounding genre of music, honestly. It put a smile on my face. You just returned from a European tour. Tell me about that. How did it go?
Yeah, Europe was amazing. It was our first time on a tour bus, which is super cool.
Wow.
You know, we really got the opportunity to explore all these cities. For example, Hamburg, Germany. We went to the Miniature Wonderland, which is the largest model train set in the world. It's like 4 stories big. It's utterly astonishing. I know it's not exactly what you were asking about, but all I'm trying to say is that we really got the opportunity to explore these cities and hang out, and that was just an absolute blast.
Yeah, making those fun memories. Did you have a favorite city abroad?
I think Amsterdam for me was really nice.
Amsterdam, yeah.
Copenhagen was really beautiful. That's where we started.
Oh, lovely. Okay, so you're going to be a little bit local now. Sorry that you had to leave Europe. You're going to be headlining the Lowell Town and City Music Festival next week. What is that going to be like? What can people expect?
We're psyched. It's over 50 bands, many of whom are local. We're playing on Saturday, but it's 3 days of music, really affordable, walkable festival. We can't wait. Saturday at 3 o'clock.
And some of you have like Boston connections, right?
We're all from the area.
All from the area.
All but our drummer.
All but your drummer. Okay, so if you don't mind sharing, where did you guys grow up?
We both grew up in Newton.
Okay.
I grew up in Needham.
In Needham, okay. And did you go to school locally around here as well, I think I read?
For high school, and then we went to colleges around the country.
Yeah, okay. When did you guys first meet, by the way? When did Couch start to form?
Yeah, I think it sort of started in high school. This is sort of Zach's project, and we were all going to his house and writing music. And I think once we left for college, it was more of a, lots of trying to keep in touch and writing when we were home. But once we finished college, that's when we kind of started to play gigs, rehearse a lot more, and get a lot more serious about it. But, I've known Zach since middle school. I've known Tema since middle school as well, yeah.
Oh, wow, that's, okay, so from middle school to Boston Calling, I mean, how much of a turning point was playing that festival for you and the band in your careers?
Yeah, I mean, Boston Calling was amazing. It's funny because when I think back on it, I think less about, we've probably played 100 shows or so since then, but it was really actually a hectic moment for the band, which I don't know if most people know about, but we had a show in Reno the night before, Reno, Nevada, and so we flew on a red eye to Boston that morning. We got in a few hours before we were hitting.
Gosh.
It was very kind of intense, and shout out to Tema's dad, Steve. He picked us up in the minivan, and we got to the gig narrowly with enough time to play the show. And yeah, the show was super fun. Lots of new fans. But yeah, I'm not sure if most people knew that that's kind of what was behind that gig.
Yeah, it's all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes when you're like, when you're a musical artist that people don't think of. Like, you guys are exhausted, you're on the road, but no one would ever know because you're professionals.
Right.
What would you say to other Boston-based bands that are maybe playing the festival for the first time as someone who's been there and done it?
Don't book a show in Reno. Right.
Okay, that's good advice. Anything else?
I think take advantage of the fact that there are artist spaces like plazas and quads and places where you can mingle with these other bands, and it's such a great opportunity to network with local artists, but also artists you look up to.
Okay, so we got to talk about Sweater Sessions too. Tell me about this.
That is a new record we just put out. It's a live in-studio session. We're trying to capture the energy of our show, but but in a high quality recording environment like a studio.
Cool.
There's 3 videos on YouTube, a whole thing out on Spotify and wherever else people listen to music.
Do you have a favorite song to perform, something that you have the most fun on stage with?
I kind of like playing the new stuff. So we played a song earlier today for you all that is unreleased. And I feel like with those songs, we still kind of get to experiment with a few things and kind of hone it in. And that's especially fun for us, I think.
Yeah, okay. Any kind of thoughts on the Boston music scene and how you've seen it evolve? I mean, this is something that you've been working on for a long time. I know you took a little break during school, but just kind of any thoughts on that space now? We host Boston Calling, and so just curious kind of your thoughts on that.
I mean, I think Boston is such a great city to grow up in as a musician. My parents took me to Club Passim in Cambridge all the time growing up to see local singer-songwriters. There's Wally's, I think a lot of us go there to see jazz. So there's so many places to take inspiration from.
Yeah. You just got accepted to be part of the Salt Lick Incubator. I always got to say that a little slow. Talk to us about that and why it's so important. It's really crucial for musicians. It's a great thing.
Yeah, we're so excited to be a part of Salt Lick. They basically help artists that are independent like us function at a really professional level as though we were working with a label. However, they're not, taking from artists. They're really just there to bolster them. So we're so grateful, and we were one of 800 applicants, I believe, chosen by artists like Charlie Puth and John Baptiste and Susan Tedeschi. So it's very much an honor.
So it must be incredible to think like those people see something in you.
Yeah.
They think you're special and they want to help support you guys. That's really awesome. How can people get to Lowell? Anything that they need to know as far as like attending?
Yeah, I think we're playing at 3. It's at Taffeta.
Lovely.
Taffeta. It's going to be indoor. It's going to be a great time.
Okay.
Yeah, make it over there.
3 o'clock at Taffeta. It's going to be gorgeous, so do not miss it. Tema, Zach, and Danny, thank you so much for coming in.
If you thought the interview was fun, just you hold on. How about the music? Up next, the first of 2 performances you'll hear from Couch on the ReMix. Welcome back to the Remix. With their first performance, here is Couch.
What's up, Boston? We are Couch, and this song is called Saturday. Saturday, rest came away. I got a list a million letters long, and nothing planned till I reach the end. No reward, I can't afford to indulge in pleasures till this is gone. No reverie, won't get the best of me. Try, but I just can't get it right. Am I the only one? Yeah, I try, at the end it's not inside. What's it like to close your eyes without time bombs taking off beside your head? Lay me down, and I get stressed out. Just can't get it right. Am I the only one? Yeah, I try. Yet the end is not in sight. Every day goes by, and I find another line below. And I ask myself, is this what it is to be foregrown? Measure life by lines, and you'll never find the time to go slow. Whoa. In the afterlife, will I make some time? Will I live to let it go? I try, but I just can't get it right. Am I the only one? Yeah, I try. At the end it's not inside. No, it's not inside. I try, but I just can't get it right. Am I the only one? No. Yeah, I try. At the end it's not inside.
It's always that saxophone player, isn't it? He was getting down. Okay, Mr. Saxophone Player. Now we know we're going to keep you here. You got to come back and stay for the entire show. Couch will actually have another performance, and still to come, it's marathon weekend, and everyone is getting ready for the big race on Monday. We've got one of the top chefs around making us pasta and giving us the best way to carb load for the long run. So the Boston Marathon is Monday, and what do runners need before they hit the road? Carbs, of course. Chef Michael Schlau has his incredible pasta dishes on Restaurant Row.
It is nearly Marathon Monday here in Boston, and for 26.2 miles, you must carbo load beforehand. Joining us now to talk about some of the best dishes to eat prior to a marathon, one of Boston's best-loved chefs, Chef Michael Schlau.
Wow.
So nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for that nice introduction. You made my day.
Oh, wonderful to have you here. And you have had so many successful restaurants in Boston. The marathon must be close to your heart.
It is close to my heart, and what I love about it is people do carbo load, which means I get to make my favorite things, which is pasta.
That's right. And right now, you are running Seamark Seafood in the Encore building in the casino in Everett.
Right, which is so close to Boston. It's like literally 5 minutes away. So it's not like it's some far drive to come and see us. It's really, really close.
Yeah, and people are loving it.
They are. It's our 1-year anniversary as well. And, you know, Marathon Monday, the day before, means carbo load. So you sneak over to Sunday, Easter Sunday.
Right.
Then sneak out and come have some pasta with us.
Pasta is the most important part of carbo loading. So what 2 dishes are you going to make here?
So I'm going to do a couple dishes. What I've already got here is a gnocchi with wild mushrooms, which is on the menu. This is a rigatoni alla vodka. And I'm going to drop some pasta, and we're going to cook that to order.
Okay.
This is going to be spaghetti with lobster fried diablo. So Seamark is a seafood restaurant that really specializes not only in local New England favorites and classics, but it's got dishes from around the world. So this is a dish you'd see maybe in Italy or the North End.
And do you think people in New England are getting used to this now? There are those New England staples, and we used to be very traditional sticklers.
Right.
But now people kind of love the fusion restaurants, if you will.
I think what they love is they love a little bit of everything. You know, so at least now we have lots of options, which is great. And so just want to make sure that drops down in there. That's just salted boiling water. There's no oil in the pasta water. A little old wives' tale was put oil in it so it doesn't stick.
So you don't do that?
No, it actually makes it bad because what it does is it sticks to the pasta, which then it doesn't stick to the sauce.
Interesting.
So we're going to start to make this sauce with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil.
What about salt in the water?
Salt, absolutely, because it does get into the pasta and it seasons the pasta as well. And you want to make sure that that pasta is, like I said, that it's boiling.
Boiling,
right?
And before you put the oil in, you made sure the pan was hot.
It's a little hot, yeah. This is probably a little hotter. You know, I don't go camping that often, so it's probably a little hotter than normal. So a little bit of garlic. If you remember the scene from Goodfellas where Paulie's in the jail slicing it by razor, that's what we do also, is we slice it nice and thin. And what this does is it allows you to really get the garlic to perfume the oil and not burn. A little salt, a little black pepper, a little crushed red pepper. And then what I've got here is some fresh thyme. That sprinkles like that. Yeah. And then this is San Marzano tomatoes and lobster stock.
Wow. That's amazing. So you've made that in advance.
Right, but if you didn't have the lobster stock and you just did tomatoes, that's okay too. And then we're going to let that cook for a few moments.
Nice.
And once that pasta is al dente, and like I said, it takes about 4 minutes, 40 seconds or so for that one. Right. What we're going to do with this is we're going to allow this to continue to reduce just a little bit. We're going to put some fresh Maine lobster meat in this. Wow. And we only want to, it's already cooked, so we really don't want to do anything other than to warm this up.
You don't want to overcook.
And this is something that I have on the menu all the time at Seamark, all the time.
Yeah, it's such a great combination.
And it's delicious. And you could do this with shrimp if you don't want to, if you're on, you want to think about something different. So just by telling, that's pretty close to al dente. I could tell. I'm going to drag this over to here.
Yeah, and so you're bringing some of the pasta water with it, right?
Yes. I mean, if I wanted to drain this, we could.
Right. But this is just easier.
Yeah, this is how I do it at home.
And when you reduce, don't be afraid to let it bubble a little bit like that.
Oh, absolutely.
I would be nervous that I was overheating it.
No, this is important. And then we let this cook together. And there's actually a dish in Italy called pasta assassine, right? And it's assassine is how you say assassin. And they literally cook dry pasta just in sauce. They never season water, which is a really interesting technique. So we're going to let that cook for just a few more seconds. And then we should be good to go and plate this. And, again, pasta, potatoes, all the starches that you want for Marathon Monday, carbo load, come in on Sunday night. But if you don't get a chance to come before the marathon, come on another night.
Come after the marathon.
Yeah, we have a great speakeasy. We're celebrating our first anniversary, so there's lots of fun that we're having at the restaurant right now.
I love that. And at the speakeasy, you have small plates that are matched to the cocktails?
Yeah, so we have a fantastic mixology team. Francesco Lafranconi, who lives in Las Vegas most of the time, comes and he does our cocktails. And so we've also matched a really interesting small plates menu to go with his fantastic cocktails. And it's a real speakeasy. There's no door on the handle to get in. You have to have the special knock or the special pass to get in.
You gotta know how to get in.
I'm going to plate this.
Wow, that's
And all we're going to do is we're going to take the pasta.
Here's a very basic question.
Sure,
Why do chefs do that?
So
with toss it the way you do with the pan?
So that's the jump. That's sautéing, right? Or that's in this case, we're just trying to get the pasta evenly coat with the sauce, and then we're going to put a little bit over the top of that.
Nice. Wow.
And that's
anything with lobster is a thing of beauty.
And it's also so local, right?
Oh.
So then I'm just going to clean it up a little bit.
That looks
a little tiny bit of chopped parsley, and that's the dish.
And what do you think with it? Cabernet? What kind of
I would
wine?
lean towards a nice white wine, either an Italian white or I'm a sucker for Chablis this year. It's all I've been drinking. I could see drinking that. But again, it's spicy enough and big enough that if you wanted a light red wine, you could absolutely have it with that.
Wow, that looks incredible. And you have another dish here.
Yeah, so this is potato gnocchi with wild mushrooms and truffle.
Wow.
This is rigatoni with alla vodka sauce. We also have we're going to do on Sunday, special for both Easter and for the marathon, we're going to do homemade tortellini with prosciutto peas and Parmesan. That's a great dish, so definitely carbo load. You know, even if you're not running the marathon, it's still good.
Oh, that'll be amazing. So at Seamark Seafood and Cocktails at the Encore.
At the Encore Casino.
Chef Michael Shaw, thank you so much for
pleasure.
sharing these incredible aromas with us today. And happy Marathon Monday.
Same to you. Thanks for having me on.
Good luck carbo loading, and thanks so much.
All right, Paula, thank you. Star Wars invades the studio. Where was I when this happened? Coming up, why a pair of stormtroopers are on the remix and what they are demanding from our Chris Tanaka.
It's spring. Finally, the weather's warming up, and it's a great time to get outside at night. Maybe try your favorite cantina. Well, in today's Restaurant Row, we're heading to Mos Eisley. Okay. Apologies. Maybe there's a mix-up. No Mos Eisley, no cantina. How about Season 2 trailer for the Disney Plus hit show Andor?
I came with you to be part of something. The Empire cannot win. It's a different kind of mission. If it goes up in flames, it will burn very brightly.
But if I'm giving up everything, I want to win. We have to. We must stand together. We will be crushed.
Resistance is absurd.
It's a weapon. They're building a weapon. The monster will come for us all.
Revolution is not for the saying. You're right here, and you're ready to fight. There's a future here for those who dare.
Welcome to the rebellion.
Okay, better, right? No hard feelings? All right, good. Andor Season 2 premieres next Tuesday on Disney Plus at 9 p.m.
Well, let me just say, I think somebody had better go check on Chris. Now, not only is it the weekend, it's Easter weekend, my friends. Still to come, Chef Will Gilson joins us to give us some of the great holiday meals you can find at his Cambridge restaurants.
Easter week is upon us, and it is one of those holidays where food comes to the forefront. Of course, joining us now is Chef Will Gilson from Puritan and Company, as well as the Lexington and Geppetto in Cambridge. And thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having me back.
To share this, I wish people could just enjoy this aroma. It smells so good in here. So for all your wonderful restaurants, people want to go out on Easter Sunday. They don't want to cook. They want to see beautiful spring dishes. Right. So let's start with your brunch.
Yeah, so I mean, it doesn't have to be just ham and eggs, right? You know,
right.
So it doesn't. That we're talking about Easter here. It can be so many different things.
That's right.
You know, our restaurants that are over in Cambridge Crossing there, we have the Lexington, which is on the roof, and then we have Geppetto down low. So we basically brought some stuff from the Lexington, which is doing brunch, and then some stuff from some dinner that is happening at Geppetto. So starting off with brunch, we have lamb meatball. So you might not think of that as the perfect thing to eat for brunch, but I actually think that lamb meatballs this time of year, some beautiful green peas, mint. We have this roasted pepper sauce, really just kind of bringing all those flavors together to make an awesome balanced dish.
Sounds delicious. I don't know about you, but when I go to a new restaurant or for a holiday, I want to taste flavors I wouldn't cook at home.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
so it's great too.
This is why people go out to restaurants, right? Because you can make eggs and you can make ham at home, but you can't make lamb meatballs all the time unless, you know, you're a talented home cook.
So great.
Now we've got some crab cakes here. Now, I think the secret to a crab cake is doing as little to it as possible. You want to be able to taste the lump crab meat in there, just enough stuff to bring it together. Nice little remoulade sauce here, little herb salsa verde there, some tarragon. Just a perfect way to start off brunch.
Delicious.
Right? And then we have here, so one of the entrees we'll be serving at the Lexington. This is gnocchi with peas, a little bit of pistachio pesto in there, a little bit of pecorino romano, just a nice bright spring dish, but not too heavy. You know, nobody wants to finish up their Easter and then go home and have to like take a nap on the couch, right?
Exactly.
Unless that's what you want to do.
With the peas, with the brightness of the herbs, it does feel like really light fare. And how about this shrimp dish?
All right, so now we're going into Geppetto. So Geppetto, our Italian restaurant here, this is a risotto. So a seafood risotto, made with a little bit of saffron. We've got some poached shrimp. These are beautiful Martha's Vineyard bay scallops on here. So just letting all the seafood flavor shine through in a nice risotto. And then over here, roasted chicken, spring vegetables. I mean, you can't go wrong. We've got some snap peas, some asparagus, we've got some spring potatoes, and then just some roasted peppers on there as well to bring everything together.
I mean, I think people have come a long way. I grew up in the era where vegetables were cooked to their death, right? Mothers, no offense to my mom, but tended to boil them till they were soggy. What do you think is the key to really bringing out spring vegetables so that they're crisp and they stay their beautiful colors?
Doing as little to them as possible. So just a nice light blanch, bring up some boiling water with some salt in it, put them in there, and you're gonna think that they're gonna need to stay in there for like 5 minutes or something, like 1 minute.
Really?
Yeah, and then right into an ice bath after that, pick them up with a little bit of butter, olive oil after the fact. That is what you can do to make that happen. I mean, there's also been no greater come up than Brussels sprouts, right? Because if you remember Brussels sprouts from when we were children, everybody hated them. They have really come a long way.
And I have to tell you, we ate canned peas, which were just the pits.
Hey, I grew up on bird's eye frozen vegetables, so it's
you know, sometimes frozen is
my
good.
Kids love them,
but
though.
These look beautiful. And then for dessert,
right into cheesecake, but with pistachio. So in this case, we make a lovely cheesecake. Our pastry chef Brian Mercury, incredibly talented. What we do is then we roll the whole thing in toasted pistachio, so that you just get that little kind of salty crunch on the outside of every little bite of that.
Everything looks incredible. Are your restaurants booked for Easter already?
Puritan and Company is pretty close to being booked. At Lexington Geppetto, we have some room to grow. So we'd love to have everybody come and join us if you're able to make it.
I always felt like the only busier day than Easter is Mother's Day. So you got to get those reservations, right?
Yeah. I mean, the brunch holidays are always some of the most challenging for restaurants, but they're the ones that we get to open up our doors and make sure everybody has to make no decisions other than showing up.
Terrific. Well, happy Easter to everyone. Happy Easter to you. I hope everything goes well at the restaurants. And Chef Will Gilson, thanks for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you.
It's the all-elite wrestling star and current TBS champ, Mercedes Moné. The AEW was actually just in Boston with 2 shows at the MGM Music Hall at Fenway. WBZ's Chris Tanaka sat down with Moné to talk about her journey, her wrestling career, and her ties to Boston.
You've been with AEW for about a year now, and things are going great.
So incredible. I made my debut last year at the TD Garden. In front of my friends and family and fans that traveled all over the world just on speculation that I signed to AEW. It was the greatest feeling in my career. I've been doing this for 15 years, and that very moment
last year was... I can't even believe
it's
15.
Unbelievable. I know, me either. It goes by so fast.
It goes by fast, and you're you still look so young.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Only 33.
And you're expanding your repertoire. We were talking before we started recording.
Yes.
So you've been now wrestling with New Japan Wrestling for 2 years now.
2 years.
You hold a belt there.
This is my New Japan Strong Women's Championship.
Oh my gosh.
I have a title match May 9th in Ontario, California. After this Wednesday and Thursday for AEW Dynamite and Collision, Friday I head to the UK to defend these 2 championships, the Rev Pro British Women's Championship, and then I make my way back to the US and do it all over again.
How do you manage this?
I just
Besides
do it.
having a great team, but physically, how do you keep it going?
I stretch, I work out, I meditate. I have to do things just to help me recover so I can get back into the game the very next day.
Yeah. Okay, so a lot of like physical maintenance.
Very physical maintenance.
Do you have to have like a crazy diet to like just keep your system clean?
I don't like to call it a diet, it's just clean living.
Clean living?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clean living. I love my fruits, I love my vegetables. I call myself a fruitarian because I really just love eating fruits way more than meat. But yes.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And you do this all while being a doting sister.
Yes.
And your family's doing well?
My family's doing well. My brother just actually moved to a new group home yesterday, so I spent all day yesterday going from Danvers to Lexington, and just to see the light in my brother's face, Joshua, was so incredible. He's in a beautiful, beautiful home, a beautiful space, and I love being the big sister that I am for him.
Oh my gosh, you're so great. You've been really candid while kind of preserving some of your family's privacy about being a sister to a brother who has autism and is on the spectrum.
Yes.
I feel like it makes you authentic to people.
Oh, thank you.
Does it keep you grounded?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
My brother has taught me so much about life and how special life is, and just the patience that come with the, being anything related to, if anybody has any brothers or sisters or family members with disabilities, is very difficult. There's so much to overcome, but God makes the stronger soldiers, and God has given me light to keep on pushing for my brother and to give him the best life possible.
You're so cool.
Thank you.
In addition to everything you got going on, of course, you were in seasons 2 and 3 of The Mandalorian.
Yes.
Costco Reeves.
Yes.
I'd imagine that was pretty cool.
It was phenomenal. I mean, just to be a professional wrestler was my biggest dream, to have my own action figure.
Yeah.
But to be in one of the biggest franchise in the whole entire universe, Star Wars.
Like, Disney doesn't make mistakes.
They don't make mistakes. No, it was so incredible. I've learned so much being on the set of The Mandalorian, and I took that with me back to wrestling. I had a beautiful opportunity and learned so much. It was amazing.
And of course, we've seen wrestlers transition to acting and dip back and forth. Do you feel like that might be in your future?
I do feel like that's in my future.
Do you enjoy the acting part of it?
I do, because that's part of wrestling. We are a live
you put on a show.
Performance. We do live theater every single week. But right now, my mind, my soul, my body is defending these championships. I'm 4 belts Monet, so it's kind of hard right now to do acting films right now and being a champion. So it's kind of one or the other. But right now, I'm a champion of the globe.
Oh, yeah.
So let me be the CEO of women's wrestling.
Hey, you were courtside for Game 5 of the NBA Finals, weren't you? And you had
for
great.
The finals.
It was awesome.
It was incredible. It was so amazing. Oh my gosh, I love my Celtics.
So we really appreciate you making time for us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, Mercedes Monet, the one and only.
All right, Mercedes, we'll have you back anytime. Let's talk about life on other planets for a second. Coming up, the new evidence that is causing quite a stir in the science community, and some are saying we are not alone. talk about it. Let's talk about what could be a significant space discovery. Cambridge University scientists say that they have found the strongest evidence yet of life on another planet. The distant planet, called K2-18b, is 2.5 times the size of Earth, and it's 700 trillion miles away. If that sounds far away, my friends, it is. It's farther than any human could travel in a lifetime. But using the James Webb Space Telescope, scientists believe they've detected a molecule that is evidence of life. WBZ's Mike Sullivan spoke with a Harvard professor who believes he's already proven the existence of aliens.
When it comes to alien life, count Avi Loeb in.
I do believe that we are not alone.
He is an astrophysicist at Harvard. We first told you about him here in 2023. That's when he and his team found fragments of a meteor that may be bits of alien technology.
We are now taking them for analysis.
It should come as no surprise that he has been following new revelations regarding K12-18b, a faraway planet astronomers believe is showing detections of life.
The real issue is whether, first of all, the signal is real.
Using the James Webb Space Telescope, astronomers were able to see the planet that sits 124 light years away. They say they detected 2 chemicals in the atmosphere considered to be biosignatures, leaving them 99.7% sure it's life because we see them here on Earth.
This molecule is produced in the Earth's atmosphere by microorganisms in the oceans. And there is a claim that perhaps this planet has water oceans, although that is also disputed.
For the average person, they see 99.7% sure and think that seems like 100. But in the science community, that's totally different.
But there is still the lingering question of whether this could have been produced by something else.
Loeb says researchers also see these molecules on comets that don't have any life on them. Let's say there is life on that planet. How do we even communicate to them? Can you?
Well, we could, but it would make much more sense to listen to them. You know, in a good date, when you date someone, the best advice that I have is first listen before you speak.
Even if we sent a signal there, Loeb says a return signal wouldn't come back for 248 years.
I think we should obviously try to detect any transmission signal and then figure out what to do about it.
Here's to hoping for a cosmic date. In Boston, I'm Mike Sullivan, WBZ News.
Hey, we are welcoming back one of our favorites, a man that doesn't really need an introduction, but Chef Paul Wahlberg in studio. Thanks for being here, Chef. You got a new creation you're telling us about.
Yes, we have a pepperoni smash, which is a double. We do a smash burger. It's a double with provolone cheese. We have rosemary tomato jam, which is super tasty, garlic butter, and crispy pepperoni. So it's kind of that takeoff of a pepperoni pizza. Yeah. So it's super tasty, and having that. This is our first go at a smash burger.
Okay, fantastic. And you're actually going to be putting one together.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it right now.
So it starts with the smash.
It starts with the smash, and what you want is that really good quality beef, and then you want to get, a really hot surface, and then you're gonna smash it down.
So a lot of people ask, what's the deal with this smash? What does it do?
So what it does, it gets that surface super hot to the griddle, right. And there's a caramelization that happens, right, and that gives it that crispiness, and so all of the flavors, and it seals in those juices.
Okay.
This is down.
I mean, you can just smell it and see it coming up.
Everything that you want out of it, it's so tasty, and it really just goes. So we hit it with a little bit of salt and pepper.
I was going to say, do you salt the grills?
No, you don't. You don't salt the surface.
Okay.
What you want to do is you want to salt the whatever you're searing, because that's where that flavor is, and you want to get that into it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Fantastic. And you're combining, like you said, the pizza flavor.
Yep.
And obviously a traditional burger.
Yep.
So and you've got some guys working with you on this one, the Boston Deli Boys.
The Deli Boys, and they've been fantastic to work with.
Yeah.
I just love Tommy and Chad. They're awesome.
Yeah, Tommy Marino, Chad McDonough, also known as Prosciutto Papi. They're all over social media. Huge followings, great skits online, and
and they've known my brother Mark, and they just have a blast with them. They do, and they're just really solid guys, just really good guys, and they're fun to be around.
Fantastic. All right, so that was the schmear.
Yep. So we've got our garlic butter here, and then we've got our tomato rosemary jam, which we want to get on there.
Okay.
All right, and that garlic butter is going to give it that nice richness.
Yeah.
All right, and that nice garlicky flavor.
Pepperoni strand.
Yeah. So we crisp up, we julienne the pepperoni, and then we crisp it up. So you have, like, the best part of pepperoni pizza is that crispiness.
Absolutely.
And so now what you want to do is you're going to see, like, it gets that nice sear on there.
Yeah. Look at that.
Right? Got that nice crust. And then provolone cheese.
Provolone. Got to be provolone.
Yeah. Because you want that nice melty, that goo that you get from like provolone mozzarella. I love provolone cheese.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites. And so as that cooks, the heat is going to radiate through it, and then just get that nice meltiness with it.
You said you're up to about 50.
Yeah, a little over 50 Wahlburgers. Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And are we going nationwide with this?
Yeah, so this is a limited time offer that we're doing. Runs for another month or so, and it's just been, everybody's been really happy with it. And we have lots of other things, especially during Lent. We've got crispy fish sandwich and all of the things that are important.
That's right.
But we start with our core, which is an hour burger.
You brought some in, yeah.
Yeah, and we've got our onion rings and French fries, tots. We've got drinks. We've got we have full bars in almost all of the restaurants. So it's really a lot of great options.
Still going strong.
Still going strong.
Still growing.
Still growing.
What's the key?
You know what? It's with anybody in the restaurant business, the key is really the consistency.
Yeah.
Consistency, quality, and really kind of pushing that all forward.
Yeah.
So as you see, you get that nice meltiness on the cheese. So we crisp up the pepperoni, we julienne the pepperoni, and then crisp it up in a pan so it gets that nice texture to it.
Oh my gosh, look at that. I just want a little.
So you get those nice crispy pieces.
Authentic too.
Yeah, and it's
Not like
super.
that fake bacon stuff.
Oh no. This is really super tasty.
Yeah.
And you get that nice juiciness in the burger.
Oh my gosh, it's like a work of art.
Yeah.
All right, so I got to take a bite of this.
Absolutely.
All right. This is a treat I do. This is a trick I do. I tell my boys this. I take my buns and I flip them over because the top bun is actually more stout than the bottom bun.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Ready? Yeah. That's solid. That's so solid.
You know what?
Total mess.
That's the
I don't even
perfect.
care.
You know what? That's the perfect bite.
Absolutely.
That's the perfect bite.
Greasy, delicious. Look
Yep.
at that, just like all of it coming out of there.
Yeah, it's super juicy, and we,
This is
the
like a
quality.
Warhol.
Yeah, there's the quality of the meat and everything that we do. We're always all fresh beef for our burger, Angus beef for our burgers. So it's just fantastic.
Do your brothers ever get tired of being like, "Hey, you're Paul's brother"?
No, they usually it swings the other way mostly. But I'll tell you, it's been great. It's great working with them. They're always like really. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And because of what they do and their super busy schedules and kind of what I do, because I'm a lot in the restaurant. So for us to have been able to work together and kind of spend more time together, it wouldn't have happened otherwise. So it's been great.
And you brought in this beautiful drink.
Yeah. So it's our spicy Wallarita, which is fantastic. We have a jalapeno cucumber tequila with it. We have Monin agave. It's served with sliced jalapeno. It's so tasty, and it really walks on. Either that, or you get yourself a nice Coke.
Sure.
Whatever you need, a
Old staple.
Walbrewski.
Yeah.
Whatever you want. We cover all the bases.
And you know what? I know people out there know this, but for me, it's worth repeating. Before the cameras started recording in here, Paul was a whirling dervish of activity. You can tell in a second you care about what you do, you love what you do, you love the rush, and you can taste it. I can't wait to smash this smash burger once these cameras stop. We can get these at all the locations right now.
Yep, absolutely.
Awesome.
Yep.
Chef, thanks so much
Pleasure.
for coming in.
Thank you very much.
I'm Paul Wahlberg, the new pepperoni smash burger at Wahlburgers.
Now make sure you stay with us because Couch is back with one final performance. You don't want to miss it right here on The ReMix. And for the second time here on the remix, here is Couch. Enjoy.
This next song's called Little Less Over You. Upload all your feelings in song clips online. Last week you had some girl on your mind. And with the heartache and with the joy, I'm glad you're getting over me, boy. I knew it was just a matter of time, but it's taking all that it got not to run back to you, and it's hurting my heart. I'm no longer your muse. I'm a little less over you than I was before, 'cause I'm out of your head, and now I can't pretend anymore. Flip back to the A-side for the greatest love songs of our time, back when I was the girl on your mind. Oh, oh, even after I'd gone, you were writing history. I studied every line because you missed me. It felt good to know I still had a hold on you. It's taking all that it got not to run back to you, and it's hurting my heart. I'm no longer your muse. I'm a little less over you than I was before, 'cause I'm out of your head, and now I can't pretend anymore. Hey, I can't pretend. No. And baby, I can't pretend no more. Finally closed the door. Less over you. Hey, it's taking all that it got not to run back to you, and it's hurting my heart. I'm no longer your muse. I'm a little less over you than I was before, 'cause I'm out of your head, and now I can't pretend anymore. I'm a little less over you than I was before, 'cause I'm out of your head, and now I can't pretend
That was amazing. Thank you, Couch, and thank you for joining us here on the remix. We'll be back next week for more lifestyle, community, and entertainment news. Until then, have a wonderful weekend.